we are trying to achieve. And it's Banjul Safe City project, which means that we are talking about safety. And if we are talking about safety, different stakeholders have a role to play. You heard the UNFPA representative statement. She was talking about safety from the point of view of women, girls. The environment minister talked about safety from the perspective of the environment. And I was expecting that if we were all to focus on the theme of this project, every stakeholder would come and talk about safety from the perspective of the constituency that you represent. The security have a role to play. The education system have a role to play. Every stakeholder would talk about safety from the perspective of the constituency that it represents. I'm sure if we gave the National Assembly members the opportunity to come and talk to you, they would be talking about safety from the, legislative angle. And I think maybe after this launch, moving forward, in order to get the project implemented properly and effectively, I would encourage that a forum where different stakeholders would be invited to come and talk about safety from their perspective would be held. And that's what I want to focus on, because I've heard some remarks being made about certain things in the way government is working and some of the departments of government. But I don't think this is the right forum to deal with that. And I don't intend to even talk about it. Because the way government is organized, we are governed by laws. And I believe that if those laws are not serving us the way they ought to, the right thing to do is to initiate the process of changing them, rather than be pointing fingers at each other. That's not going to solve any problem. You cannot operate outside the laws. It's as simple as that. But if the laws are not serving us in the manner in which they were intended, the right thing to do is to initiate the process of changing them. And that's what I want to advise. They have been established for a reason. If we did not have laws to govern us, if we did not have policies to pursue, I don't think we would be better than the animals in the bush. We would. But we have these laws to guide our operations. Every step of, what we do must be in line with the law. And I want to encourage each and every person involved in this project, in implementing this project, to try and do it within the context of the law if you don't want to hit hurdles along the way. That's my advice. And I'm happy that my colleague, the Minister of Tourism, has committed the tourism sector in supporting your office to implement this. I can also assure you that even though I am overseeing the Ministry of Lands currently, but you can count on the support of the Ministry of Lands in the implementation of a project. And I think by doing that, we are not doing it for anybody. We are doing it for ourselves. There was one issue that I had, which I feel I should really comment on. And that is the rationale for keeping a clean environment, and the tourists were mentioned. For me, I think we should consider ourselves first as Gambians who need that clean and safe environment, and the tourists would come and benefit from it. Let's not try to do something because we want to attract outsiders. No. Let's do it because we believe that it's best for us. It's going to serve us better. That's what we need. And be committed to that. Then it would make it very easy for outsiders to come and benefit from that. People were talking about Kigali. I've never been there, but I've read a lot about Kigali and Rwanda in general. But they did not anchor their development agenda in attracting outsiders. They anchored their development agenda on the belief that it's Rwanda first. And see the ripple effect. Everybody, Africans, Europeans, everybody wants to associate themselves with Rwanda. And I think as a country, as a small developing country, that's what we should aim at. That's something that I believe we really need to recognize and try to position ourselves in such a way that as a country, we will put the interests of our people in the forefront whenever we're talking about a project. Because that is what matters most. If it is clean and tourists come to benefit from it, the better. But if it is not clean, we would be the ones suffering from it first and foremost. And really, yes, we are talking about the Banjul Safe City project. It's coming to address a problem. A problem has been identified. I keep on talking about using a problem-solving approach to deal with most of our challenges. Whether it's in the local government authorities, whether it's in central government, whether it is in our communities, in our homes. Once you identify a problem, let us not wait for somebody out there to come and start to tell us how to deal or how to solve that problem. It should be our responsibility. That's why when people talk about problems, the first thing I ask them is, what do you think about addressing it? What do you think about solving it? So that is, I think something that, as Gambians, we really need to start, doing ourselves. Let us not expect that, a problem once identified, we will have to wait for a donor to come and give us money to start, addressing it. If we want to continue that approach, we will take forever and nothing will be done. So, Madam Mayor, I wish you a very successful, safe city project.